Mauricio from Tinks Invest, where we talk about investing, finance, and professional development. For today's items only, the investment going to talk today would be Ethereum TH. First, just want to say happy Tuesday, everybody. Have a great week so far. Respect to recording time of 9:49 a.m. on the Eastern time. Ethereum current trading $2,931, down about 0.60% so far. It seems like with respect to the overall market, it's relatively red today, but more severely yesterday, starting from 7 p.m. on the Eastern time, as the news from China has broken out with respect to their suspension, or, frankly, we do not know the timing for the suspensions for no longer allowing the people in China to have access to data aggregators of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and etc. etc. So it seems like China is definitely enforcing some relatively serious regulatory pressure onto this crypto asset, which subsequently drive a relatively sizable sell-off. Yesterday, but it seems like we're normalizing today, so we do have technically a 12 hours difference. And the reason it broke out around like the 7 p.m. is because the news broke out in the morning, on the other side of the world. Like we are based in the North American region, so domestically, the news got picked up a little bit later, which is the reason for this slight lag. So it seems like with respect to the affectation, despite this negative news, we are sustaining around the $2,900 level. But we know, per our technical analysis, if you've been hearing me talk repeatedly for weeks and months now, we know that 2,900 is not a substantive level of resistance, right? The next level is technically the 2,550, and then next level is the $2,450, right? And it's either 3,150, 2,750, or 2,450. In betweens are just level of levitation, if you may, right? So, with respect to the news, talk about some of the news I've been collecting ever since I woke up this morning. I have just early meetings, also reading on news while drinking my coffee. I didn't really have breakfast yet, so but I'm okay. I typically fast until 11 a.m. and then I start eating breakfast anyways. So, with respect to CoinDesk 51 minutes ago, talk about institutional DeFi push continues as Ether, Scalar, Namil launch mainnets. So this is something we have heard in prior. Seems like there are a lot more institutional activities around the adoptions for onto their balance sheets, but also with respect to obviously the NFT commercializations that we've been seeing among various different corporations as well. So this is another recurring news, seeing the growth on that side of the spectrum. And then the other one, talk about Bazinga 9 hours ago. This is a news that we've already talked about. People in China no longer allow, people in China to gain access, to the data aggregator of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and etc. etc. So this is one of them, relatively serious news. But I would say in terms of like how severe is this serious news, I would say this is not the first time we've seen or heard about these type of enforcement news from China, right? I think it's like the eighth time now. So it seems like it's like kind of a meme affectation at this point right now. I think people are probably calling it BS. That it's the eighth time, right? Can you really cry wolf for the eighth time? I'm not saying it's the same comparable perspective. Like it's not crying wolf like they're lying to us, but it's like it's not really like they can do anything about it severely, right? I mean, they are shutting people off of their data aggregator to transact or exchange crypto, in China, which is a relatively large country, as you know, by populations. And there are a lot of whales there, which subsequently can cut off some imbalance into the ecosystem for exchange, in the transactional perspective, especially. So this could subsequently, if this derates, right, it will drive an imbalance to subsequently um, drive even more of a sell-off coming. That's just the way it is, right? And based on the technicals, we know that the TA is relatively bearish, right? We still in the head and shoulder pattern. We see the head right here. We see the shoulders. Like this is this guy probably works out too much on the on the right side of me or the left side of you, depending on how you're looking at it. And he's probably imbalanced right now, driving the sell off. Joking. Anyways, so keep moving on to news. Next one is on Benzinga 12 hours ago. As Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Ethereum remains unsteady due to regulatory rules, DeFi finds its time to shine. So another recurring news talk about something we've already mentioned from Benzinga again. And then another one talking about CoinDesk, talk about Clearpool, a leader in the crypto information and news system, raises $3 million to build a decentralized capital market on Ethereum. So this is something that is another more of a corporate adoptions for DeFi related to Ethereum. So good to know. 13 hours ago, talk about Snoop Dogg buys XCOPE Ethereum NFT for $3.9 million. So, Snoop Dogg, he's an NFT dealer or collector, if you may, and he has about like $17.8 million of NFT collection so far. So it seems like he's buying another one. And this one looks, I don't know, looks like a graffiti artist with like a red background. It's kind of like a red tone with striped background. And this guy's like crouching down. He looks like a hip hop artist, but his face is kind of blurred out, so I don't know, it's kind of abstract for me, I guess. I don't know if I'm like describing it correctly. I'm probably butchering the artistic creation or the proper characterization of this. And the next one is 16 hours ago, so this is a little bit far out now. Crypto bounced back after Friday's China-fueled sell-off as investors buy the dip. So buy the dip, right? We did buy the dip. I mean, I bought the dip. 2,750 was the dip, and it subsequently reversed back up, and now we're just kind of hovering on a sideways fashion. So okay, and then the last one is talk about the Virgil Griffin, which is the developer from Ethereum. He's probably going to be serving some sentence in North Korea because of the sanction case that he's currently in the middle of, right? So with respect to Ethereum, we are at the $2,920. We're covering on a sideways fashion. We are levitating again, right? We are at a non-substantive resistance level at the 2,900, but the real level is at 2,750, right? So I think with respect to the pattern, we're still in the bearish one with the 41 of 70. So the sell-off is still in play. There's no sign of reversal yet. Bitcoin, I would say in the same comparable frame of spectrum, 40,000, 37, 34. Dogecoin, I think, is the dip. I think this is really good level to buy. This is a very strong level to buy at the 20 cents. If we break that 20 cents, we have some room to fall to like to 19. And then will be like 17. But I think the risk versus reward ratio is really good on Dogecoin at the moment. Cardano is still selling off. I think, it's comparable to Dogecoin as well. We're at the 40 scale of 70. There's no sign of reversal yet. So I think the dip coming would be the $2 and then subsequently 187. Solana is selling more severely. Again, this is not a surprise. We know that the chase that we had yesterday was mainly from public investors. So this is more of a, just selling back off. Some people probably, made some quick profits, if you may. But the trend is still bearish in comparisons to the other ones. XRP 88.78 would be the level to dollar cost average at. I think the imminent level would be the 88 for you to dollar cost average at. That's not a bad level, but just know that it's a relatively steep drop after you fall from there, right? Polkadot, head and shoulders definitely forming, very bearish. The right dip is $25. And if we break that, the next level is going to be 23. So I think risk reward ratio wise, you have about like $2 to drop. So it's relatively sizable in the percentile spectrum. 44 out of 70. So yeah, definitely wait until D25 to buy at. So with respect to the frame of reference for the market cycle, I think we are within the the anger capitulation stage was shifting slowly towards the depression stage. You could see that it's not going to be a friendly one, right? You can see the volatility from there, and the depression is going to drag off for a little bit, right? So be mentally prepare yourself, sustain that patience, and do not sell because of you feeling angry or depressed. It's the reason why we are reminding ourselves to stay within that certain mindset, that we're never surprised. We just always prepare. You know what I'm trying to say? And with respect to the frame of reference, for Ethereum, 3,000, 2,750, 2,450, $9,800 is my price target in the perfect world situation, right? And that's 3.3 times your money with 20% corporate adoption from here. So really appreciate you. I know I'm a little bit tired this morning, to be honest with you. I've been just I always try to sleep in a little bit more today, but I just couldn't. But it's just been a lot of work that I'm frankly just like overwhelmed. And but again, I promise you guys to be posting every single day, at least twice a day. So I'm gonna be, you know, training myself to do so. So apologies, if I'm being a little, I'm stuttering a little bit, or if I'm like, speaking a little bit too slow today. But really appreciate you for your friendship and your support every single day. Really, it means a lot to me. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the week, and have a good Tuesday as well. And stay tuned for us come up. Take care.